Hey guys, it's me, Nalthazar, and welcome to my first post-Eldraine video. And in this video, I want to go over some of my observations post-patch, and while I'm doing so, I'll show you some of the stuff that I got today, and I'll go into a match, and show you guys some of the new cards while I chat. So, there were a lot of server issues today, so I tried to record all of my pack pulls, but I kept getting crashes while I was pulling the packs, and so the footage didn't come out really well. There was one that came out like sort of okay, but it was just for one premium pack, so I decided not to post it. Now, with that in mind, here is what I did wind up getting. I got somewhere in between good luck and bad luck. So I got good luck in that I got Escape to the Wilds, and I really wanted that card, and I got Ayara, which is also pretty good. Now that I've had a chance to play with Ayara, she's definitely a really cool card. She's pretty good, so she's actually going to be the card that I'll be showcasing in this video. I got Wicked Wolf. This one has been a little bit more of a disappointment, but I need to actually work with food a little bit more. There are a few little bugs with some of the food cards, so I'll go over the ones that I know as I go through this. I had a whole bunch of fun with this Beanstalk Giant. I found a bug that makes you create infinite copies of this thing, so that was fun, except that, you know, when you choose to stop the loop, it crashes the game. So it's not like you can create your infinite copies and then win. No. You get your infinite copies and you lose, which I feel like is a pretty just desserts reward for creating infinite copies of something. Like, the game just goes, yeah, no, you're not allowed to do that. But cool card anyways. And then I got Astral Drift, and a quick shout out to Eric in my coalition. He was the one that pointed out that if I combine this with Kaalia, that you can create an infinite loop. So I actually made a deck using this card, Kaalia, Inferno Titan, and Rakdos Showstopper. And so you exile the Rakdos Showstopper, and Kaalia flickers back on and off of the battlefield, and then that gives you another Rakdos Showstopper to your hand with 8 mana. And so you just keep exiling and exiling and exiling, and with the Inferno Titan out, you're dealing 3 damage to your opponent's first creature, and your opponent with each of those flickers too. It's kind of like a Faith of the Devoted cycling deck from the old days. And so if you have Carpal Tunnel in your hand from playing the cycling days, then you're probably not going to want to try this. But if you just sort of want to have like a fun shenanigans deck that does literally infinite damage, then you can go ahead and give it a shot. Other than that, Fires of Invention I haven't had a chance to test out yet, so I have no feedback on that, but I will soon. The Magic Mirror, I'm missing a few of the other pieces that I wanted to be able to try this card out, and so when I did try it, I found that the mana cost was a little bit prohibitive without having the other pieces of the puzzle. Circle of Loyalty, I was actually really disappointed with this one. This one was a lot weaker than I felt it would be, so yeah, that was a bummer. And then Doom Foretold is definitely a cool card. I like this one. I didn't really get to see it in full action, so yeah. And then for rares, this is where we get into some of the buggy stuff. I've got most of the rares. I'm missing just a few of them. And from the rares that I played with, I like the gem converters, of course. And as you know, I was really excited about food, so I decided to try out Gilded Goose. Gilded Goose only comes out with 2 activated gems instead of 3, and it remains that way. So you'll never get that 3rd activated gem until this card gets fixed, at least from my testing. So if you try and run Gilded Goose, keep an eye on that. If you wind up encountering that you're getting all 3 activations, let me know. I'd like to know how it is that you're going about that. Maybe there was something that I was doing that was making it so that wasn't working out how I wanted. Mad Ratter, we got to finally see our Rat Plague tokens. These look like they could be pretty nasty. It just really depends on if that dealing X damage to your opponent's Planeswalker is going to happen if your opponent doesn't have a creature. Haven't had a chance to test this with the connectivity issues today, but I'm excited to get going with it. Other than that, here we go, Murderous Rider. This card is actually really strong. I use this. I've been really enjoying the adventures. So destroy an opponent's Vanguard. If you can't destroy the first opposing creature, you lose 4 life. It's pretty nice. I've been using it in Garruk. I went ahead, splurged, got myself Garruk. He's a lot of fun, but he also unfortunately has some bugs. We'll get into that in just a minute. So the other card, and this is the card that I'm 95% sure that this is what's causing the crashes. So Lucky Clover, I detailed this as a card that I was really excited about. So if you cast this with the Beanstalk Giant, and it may be true for other adventures, but it's definitely true for the Beanstalk Giant. So if you cast the one side, the spell side of the Beanstalk Giant, and then it causes more of those Beanstalk Giants to come out, so that first one that comes out that's a copy, yeah, that just makes infinite Beanstalk Giant tokens, or copies, I should say, and your game dies. So if you want to use Lucky Clover, be careful. This is probably an auto crash, and if your opponent plays this, beware, but don't actually, because they're not going to play the adventure side. So you don't have to worry about your opponent doing this, but for you, Lucky Clover, it'll crash your game. Be careful. So, Garruk. Where are you, my good boy? Garruk. He is not entirely working as intended with his third ability. It's just not properly going off. This improved Cursed Predation is not properly buffing all non-human creatures, or so I hear. I didn't observe this myself. I tested him in a number of games. He seemed to be working for me, but I've seen multiple reports from other people that it's not working as intended. So if you do get Garruk, be wary of that. With that in mind, even with that, this Planeswalker is very strong. The second ability, Stalk the Prey, is exactly as strong as I thought it would be. It's a killer ability, and Cursed Predation is an even stronger ability than I thought it would be. It just wins you the game. Like, it's really, really strong. So Garruk Cursed Huntsman is definitely worth it. If you would decide to spend money, then, and you don't mind it, then yeah, he's worth it. If you're a free-to-play player, then save up crystals for this guy. He's definitely going to be a Planeswalker you want to add to your collection, regardless of whether or not you're a completionist. So with that, I should also add, I didn't add this card to my You Need to Have It, but now that we know what the support does, I feel like I kind of have to tell you that you need to get your hands on Urza Lord High Artificer as soon as possible. So as soon as I get him, I'm going to make a video on him. But the support that he makes says that while this support token is on the board, your first creature gets +X/+X and gains the artifact subtype. At the beginning of your turn, convert X gems to blue. X is this support's shields. So this support comes in with 4 shields. Every other Urza that you play is going to bring out another one of these. You'll see that it's an Enter the Battlefield ability, not a cast ability. This is the new Storm the Vault, but like way, way, way better. So yeah, this is like Storm the Vault with more abilities than just Storm the Vault. So yeah, if you can get Urza, this is going to be a standard defining card. I guarantee it. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see this thing everywhere. So once people start getting Urza, terrifying, absolutely terrifying card. So with that, let's go ahead as we talk a little bit more about the set and play a match. Now, you're going to see that I have 2 losses. Both of these losses were me testing the Beanstalk Giant. So those were both of my crashes. Sad times. Very sad times. So the deck that I decided to try using, it only has 2 of the new cards. It's got Ayara in it, and it's the exact interaction that I detailed between Ayara and Liliana and the zombie tokens. I'm really glad to announce that they did fix Liliana Dreadhorde General, so when you use your +1, this is indeed going to amass 2. So this card works properly, which is nice. It's running Witch's Cottage. This is just for Black Gem conversion. Guildmage's Forum is there for Black Gem conversion, Plaza of Harmony, all that good stuff. So my initial thoughts on Throne of Eldraine. Well, given that I was a combination of having connectivity issues and then also on a road trip to San Francisco today, so taking my son to visit my family, it was pretty hard for me to get a good feel on how good the set is, just because of all of the issues that I encountered. It's a little bit tough for me to say how many of the issues were related to the game versus how many of them were related to my traveling, but a lot of my other friends playing were having issues getting on the game and issues with playing in the training grounds, and those were exactly the issues that I was having. So hopefully the game sort of evens out a little bit, it stabilizes, and you have a chance to play more of the cards. With that being said, adventure cards are really cool. I really like that mechanic a lot. It's a really strong mechanic. So as you get a chance to play around with adventure, I think you're going to like it a lot. It's very cool. Granted, you need to have like some of the more decent ones. Oh, how could I forget? Before I forget, another thing that is not but should be M20. If you want to craft the Titans, you can craft the Titans right now for 7,500, but even though you can craft them, they are not available to open in boosters. So if you've been stockpiling your M20 boosters, you cannot pull the Titans yet from your M20 boosters. So definitely be careful of that. You probably want the Titans. They're really darn good cards, but you can't get them from boosters. So just keep that in mind as you open. But yeah, so adventures are really good. They're definitely really powerful. The food tokens are not as powerful as I had hoped, but I also don't have as much of the set as I want. So until I have more of the set to play with, I can't give a definitive answer as to how good the food token things are. I did get the wolf, and I was actually expecting the wolf to be a lot stronger than he was. I found that with a lot of the decks that I was running into, I was running into a lot of Cavalier of Thorn decks, and because the wolf doesn't get prevent damage from the get-go, I found that he was unfortunately dying way quicker than I wanted him to. So I wasn't able to get the full effect of the wolf, and that was definitely too bad, because that wolf is a really cool card. So as I get building, as I get a little bit more used to the set and the new standard swap, and not being able to use Blue Sun Zenith in like every deck ever, I'll go ahead and detail whether or not I think that the food is a little bit better of a choice. That was actually a really scary play by Bolas. This almost guarantees me that this Bolas here is running a Krenko? Yeah, Krenko's a scary goblin, and a very scary goblin. But okay, yeah, adventure's cool, worth playing. A lot of the cards pretty cool, worth playing, and some of the cards are not as strong as I thought they would be. So yeah, definitely some really cool cards, but not as strong as I thought they were going to be. So the set is definitely a powerful set. There's some powerhouse cards, some standard defining cards, but some of the cards that I thought were chase cards are not so much of chase cards. So just keep that in mind. Is this first or last? First. Good. I want the life. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. Now, cool thing here, you get to see Ayara. If you don't have Ayara yet, really fun card. So here's how she works. Whenever you have a black creature enter the battlefield, she's going to make your opponent lose 2 life, and you gain 2 life. I'm running her with zombie token producing things, and with Liliana here, because she makes it so that our zombies come out and they do an extra 4 damage for each of those third abilities that have gone off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red gems. Is it 6 or 8 for you? 6. Okay, if you're wondering what I was doing, I was counting Rakdos, the Showstopper gems. I was counting the red gems on the board to see if I could board wipe my opponent here. So I can board wipe the opponent, so I will board wipe the opponent. I'm not going to use Liliana as a kill spell here. I will, however, use her to gain more life and get more tokens and do more damage. So ideally, Rakdos doesn't destroy all of his red gems like a silly boy, and he lets me kill Krenko, because Krenko is a naughty boy. So yeah, let me know what your pulls are. Let me know if you are excited about any of the cards that I have not detailed. So if there's something that you think I should check out or play, I'm looking for more things to try out with the set. I'm excited for this week and next, and really all the time that we get here with Eldraine. So I love the flavor, I love the theme, and I'm looking forward to getting to know the set a little bit better. So like I said, I didn't pull all the things that I was hoping to pull, but with the things I did pull and the things that I tested, it seems pretty cool. All right, now this particular match, I think I still only have one of those out, so let's go ahead and zombie army these. Yeah, these zombie army tokens do like a ton of damage, especially once you get Dread Horde Invasion down, which is going to be coming down in a hot second. It's going to be coming down in a hot second because of all of these beautiful matches. And yeah, Krenko dies here. We don't want Krenko, right? Krenko's too lethal. We don't like you, Krenko. Shoo, shoo. We could also have Rakdos reset. So I could use my first with Liliana, make Rakdos come back and destroy the board. But honestly, there's strong enough control of the board here that I don't really need to do that. So you have a lot of... Well, let's keep making zombie tokens. I'm still making more zombie tokens because each zombie token is doing 6 damage and giving me 2 life. Really, really, really liking that, by the way. And then this is going to give a ton of mana. This is going to get us Dread Horde Invasion and Ayara. Unfortunately, our little zombie tokens are not quite big enough to get lifelink, but it doesn't matter. Unless Bolas kills them, nope. All right, the zombie tokens from the invasion are going to kill, and that's going to be it. So, fun little match. Fun deck. I love this deck. It's really, really, really fun. So, if you've got Ayara, give her a shot with zombie tokens. You can try her with Grave Titan if you have that. You can try her with the Amass tokens if you have them. Definitely worth giving a shot. So, yeah, I hope you're enjoying Eldraine. I hope that you haven't had the connectivity problems, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one.